What's going on, everyone? Playing that Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I'm in the Trials mode, and I just finished all of Ryu's uh, missions, so I figured I'd redo them and record myself and kind of explain how to do them. They're much easier than most of the Trials and original Super Street Fighter 4, so this should go pretty well. I have all the gems off, so there's no help during these combos. And I'm not showing my hands, but I am using my fight stick with the regular setup, light, medium, heavy, across the board. Um, so here we go. Obviously the first 12 or 13 are going to be self-explanatory. I won't have to explain them. But some of them need a little bit of explanation if you're not used to how this game works. But first off, before I start, you can plink in this game, which is hitting a heavy or a higher priority button like medium, and then light or heavy then light, as you can tell on my thing here. It looks a little different. It doesn't really show how it works, but it shows two medium. Like this is a medium punch plank, there's medium, and there's medium again with the light. That's what the plank looks like. But if I do that, I will explain it. Otherwise, I'll just be doing normal inputs if I can. Most of these are really easy. They're just starters. Oh, there we go. Just going through the specials right now. Should probably start doing links soon. In this game there's links and then there's chains, and you have to know the difference between the two and how they work in this game in order to do combos correctly. But I'll explain that as we get to the different trials. It's pretty simple once you understand it. That's the wall bounce kick, or at least it is on EX. It's in a different series of Street Fighter games. It wasn't in Street Fighter 4. Instead of ultras with two down forward motions into all three punch, in this game it's just one motion of down forward with three punches, and it can be cancelled. So it's not really an ultra, it's more like a super with less input, so it's kind of interesting. Really nice to be able to combo into it. Alright, so here we go. This is, these are links. So what I mean by link is if you punch, you wait till it's done punching and you punch again. And with this, I believe you can link it, or you can chain the medium to heavy. What I mean by chain is if I hit medium punch then heavy kick real fast, it's a chain combo, which means the timing's not strict. You can do it at any point. So it kind of helps. The thing about this game is if you do 3 chains in a row, the next button that you hit, it's going to be a launch. And I believe it has to be the same, it has to be heavy punch though, I'm not really sure. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, and then another heavy punch will launch, or you can manually launch. So in order to do a special move after a chain of 3 moves, you have to do an EX move. Like if I try to do 1, 2, 3 Dragon Punch, I get a launch. But if I do an EX Dragon Punch, it will chain together. Okay? That's the difference with that. And links work the same way as they do in Street Fighter 4. You can cancel normals into special moves. You can even cancel the heavy sweep into a Hadouken, just like in the older Street Fighter series. So you want to do a mix-up game. It's a little harder to do a mix-up game in this because they got rollouts, but that is possible. It is a mechanic that's in the game. As for the trial we just did, you can do. Well, I plinked all 3 buttons, 1, 2, 3, but you can do medium and then chain the medium heavy like that. I don't know what it does to the damage per se. I haven't tried it in training mode, but if you can't plink or link those together well, you can just do it that way if you're actually playing the game, like, you know, if you need help. So it's there if you need it. I don't know what it does with the damage, but you could do it either way. Next up, let's see, 3 crouching. Okay, so the first 2 light kicks are links, and sometimes I double tap. You don't really need to do that. I just do that out of habit. 1, 2, and then you have light, medium, heavy. When you see that as light, medium to heavy, you can. It's always a chain unless they want you to do a special move. Then usually it's a link. So in this case, you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, like that. What I'll usually do is I'll chain light, medium pretty fast, and then I'll hesitate and do heavy kick. You don't have to do it that way, but if you do 1, 2, 3 too fast, you might not get the entire chain to come out. So it's pretty simple, but you mess around with it, you'll get it. This is just a basic combo here. It's actually been a long time since I played a Street Fighter game, so still warming up a little bit. Our airborne hurricane kick into Shinku Hadouken. You could do this in the corner. You might be able to do this forward ways. Let me see if I can do it that way. Yeah. So you could do the cross up. You could do it in the corner. You could do it in the front like I just did right there. Typically, it's easier to land that move and confirm it when you're doing a cross up. Like that. So anyway, pretty simple. Next up is the basic link into normal. The whole idea of this, I guess, is supposed to be ambiguous, I suppose. Cross up when you do a light kick into crouching light kick. It's something you see a lot in Street Fighter 4. This is just a basic combo: light kick, light punch. Sure, you can. Oops. Huh. Ooh, come on now. Do it slower. I didn't have this problem before. Timing's so weird. Do it slower. There we go. I don't know why that was difficult. Timing's definitely different than Street Fighter 4. It's not the same. I think it's a little slower. There's more leniency with the input. I'm not sure what it is. Alright, this can be done a couple different ways. If you do a first hit, and you get it just right, you can hit him with the airborne hurricane right away. I've also done it where I've hit him once, and then before I land, hit him with the hurricane. And I think that's probably the only 2 ways you can do it. Oops. Not that way. Yeah, that's the quick way. The last time I did it, I almost hit the ground, so it was really delayed, and then I did the hurricane kick before I landed. It still lands. So you could do that a couple different ways. You're better off just kind of double tapping hurricane kick to get it going. Alright, next up. Here's one where I don't know if you can link light into medium kick. But anyway, this is a perfect example of chaining into a special using the EX. Light, medium, chain into EX. Shoryuken will go together nicely here. So, oops, come on. So if you're good at doing chain combos, just remember if you want to do special, you gotta do the EX version, and you'll be good to go. Where are we? We're on 16. Alright, so medium punch, medium kick. Alright, this you have to link it all. And the Jodan kick, which is like I call it the donkey kick. It's not a donkey kick, but this you can do You could do that kick with medium or light. I don't think you could do heavy. It doesn't seem to link. Yeah, it doesn't really link. That was medium kick. And I know you can do it with light kick. It comes out a little bit faster. Next, jumping heavy kick. Alright, so here's more links. Light to heavy. Crouching light to crouching heavy is a link into the... Oh, I guess you must be able to connect that. Maybe... Oh, whatever. Apparently you can connect it from this point. So launch, and we do crouching medium into EX Shoryuken. Okay, this is pretty self-explanatory. There. Not too bad. Obviously hitting the crouching heavy punch before he lands to juggle. Alright, jumping medium kick, standing light, hurricane kick. I don't know if you could do this in the corner after the juggle because he kind of has to be at a distance. You might be able to. I haven't really experimented with it, but the best way to do this one is from the middle of the stage. Alright, so... Oops. There we go. Timing's not that strict for the crouching medium kick. You'll get it. Obviously, if the kick don't come out, you did it too soon. If you miss, it was too late. It's not that bad. Next up, the EX Judan kick. So this is going to be done in the corner. I think this is the only one that needs to be in the corner, with the exception of the very last one. Maybe not. Like the light Shoryuken is really hard to hit off a wall bounce from anywhere from the corner. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just said I haven't been able to do it. So crouching. One, and then just land with the crouching medium to hurricane kick. So it's kind of like what we did before, in a sense. Too late. You can plink the medium kick if you want to help it come out earlier, or double tap the medium kick. Your choice. Oops. There we go. So that's not too hard. Just make sure you're getting that light Shoryuken out as fast as you can, so he has good height. Alright, this one's pretty hard. It's not that bad, but the link, light to heavy, is a chain into EX Hurricane Kick, and what makes this tricky is the link between solar plexus and the crouching light punch. But the hardest part really of the whole thing is landing another crouching medium kick, which you just have to delay long enough because he stays in the air a good amount of time, which you're canceling into like Shoryuken. And what happens is, I guess it probably depends on the juggle state, but I mean it's pretty strict anyway with the timing when you do land it on the juggle. But basically you have to be ready to hit Ultra as soon as possible, and as long as he's about hip high, Kazuya, if he's hip high, you're gonna land it. But it's one of those really, really strict timing on that landing, or you're probably gonna miss most of the time. So let's see if I can get this one going here. Okay, so that was too early. Yeah, this time is really tricky. Alright, too soon. That's all. Might take me a couple dozen tries to land that first part. You can actually probably chain light and heavy. It really depends. I don't. I'm just gonna. I mean, you can link light, crouching light, crouching heavy if you want. If you want to confirm it a little bit, but just I'm not gonna. Oh, come on. Okay. That link right there is really hard. There we go, I got it. So he was pretty high. I've actually hit him lower than that point too. But as you can tell, you really gotta get that timing down. And if you can double tap on any of the punch buttons, it's very useful in this point. But I've never been good at that. I've always hit kick buttons in the process. But yeah, that link between the solar plexus and I think it's the solar plexus. Yeah, the link between that and the light punch is probably the hardest. And in the very end, you're probably gonna get frustrated because you're gonna be doing that, which is pretty quick. You have to wait. You can practice that for a little bit, and it doesn't always work too. Like when you do land, you can sit there and mash super, and it still might not hit. So I think there's a certain juggle point that you have to hit. Just like in third strike, where sometimes if you do a juggle, you can juggle them low, and it won't be high enough to continue the juggle. So you have to do everything kind of early. Other than that, this one really wasn't that bad. That one right there is probably going to be the hardest one out of all of them. So hopefully that explanation was good enough to get you through these trials. I haven't completed anybody else's yet, so as soon as I do, I'll get more videos up. But in the meantime, enjoy this one, and thanks for watching.